about the wiring for Packard. It's cloth wiring. It's not in that good a shape. It's actually in kind of bad shape, I think, in some areas. Yeah, it's just kind of gone through. Looks like they used aluminum wire in there. One of the things I want to do, and I'm sure there's going to be people that don't agree with me, is that I want to go to 12 volt with probably a negative ground. I got a booklet on, you know, a lot of the things you need to do when changing the car from a 6 volt to a 12, and some of the things I want to put in this, it's going to be easier just to have 12 volts. So, you know, this wiring, it's just gotta, it's gotta all get replaced, and I think at the same time I want to me it's an upgrade to go to 12 volts, and that's we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how that goes. I'm gonna talk to other people on the Packard forum and see, you know, there's some what they call the purists. You know, they have that with every kind of car, where they want it just factory, and that's fine. We need those examples as well, you know. Just like you can't find a 51 Mercury that doesn't have the roof cut on it. You know, seems like they've all been chopped, whatever. Which I'm not a fan of. Anyway, so that is one of the things I want to do. Is, to me, it would be an upgrade to put it to 12 volts. And so I got to keep taking things apart here. All the wiring and stuff has to come out, and I really do need to get a wiring diagram and probably try and label all this stuff, and you know, this way I can copy it, you know, lay it out and make a new harness to match it. Oh, the other thing, I don't know what Packard did. Apparently they didn't have different wiring colors. Maybe they were numbered. Like my MCI bus has all the same color wires, but they all have numbers on them, little tags and numbers. So I'm not sure, right? Because I don't even see any numbers on here. Maybe they just expect you to know where it goes. Anyway, another thing is, so I got a couple little patches to do on the doors, and that's not much, you know, especially this passenger door. Like almost nothing other than sanding it. You know, I'm a little afraid to blast these big sheet metal areas. I'm kind of thinking I ought to just take a regular DA or even a random orbital sander and hit it, you know, to try and clean it up. Maybe these areas here where it's got a lot of curves, that might be okay with blasting, but I'm gonna have to figure that out soon, because as soon as the humidity subsides a bit, I want to get this out and get the body blasted and put into epoxy primer, and then this way the body work can happen, and maybe the paint can go on it before winter if everything goes to plan. But I think for right now, at least on the driver's side, you can see how the door doesn't really line up. It lines up at the bottom here, but it doesn't line up at the top. And there's some adjustments on the inside, which I can't open this door because there's no handles on it. but there's some adjustments in there. I'm gonna have to figure out how to adjust these doors. But the driver's door especially, because I need to replace a little bit of section on the bottom of the driver's door. And I want to do that metal work before, well, I can't show you because I got sheet metal here. There's some heavy 14 gauge, and then the 20 gauge, that's what these panels measured out to be with the calipers. Well, I guess that's probably it for the moment. We'll talk about wiring and more plans on blasting. Anyway. We are now into September 15th here. And today we're gonna pull the body off the frame of the Packard and get the body on the rotisserie so it can get prepped and epoxy primed. Well, metal work done, then prep and epoxy primed. A lot of body mounts on this car. I guess that's the sign of a good car. A lot of body mounts, plus a lot of other good attributes. Well, looks like one of the first things we got to do is take the steering column apart here. Looks like it comes off the box pretty easy.
Yeah. Is that a 9?
9? I don't know. Be something non-metric.
Yeah.
Right. Gonna take apart the shift linkage, and then we have the body mounts. We're gonna try to take apart what we can. I don't really want to torch it apart. And I got help today, all the way from New Hampshire.
Peace out.
And here we go. Yeah.
And where does that end up?
Does it have a nut on top?
No, I think it's buried, so. Yep, there we go.
Okay. Alright, so is there a bushing stuck to it?
Nope, that's good to go. I just got to pop it out of the box.
Okay. No idea how this comes apart if it's I'm pretty sure it slides apart there, but I don't know. You want to pull back on it?
Yep.
Oh, there it goes. It's sliding.
Hitting some resistance.
Hold on, hold on. Pull it back a little. Oh, no.
There. That's all you get, man.
We're taking out body mount bolts here, and they're kind of rusted. A little bit of heat, and so far they've been coming out no problem. Rich is
New Hampshire help, baby.
yeah, he's up there with the gun, and I'll heat up the nut, put a wrench on it, and it's gonna go just like this. Okay, run it. All right, came apart. Yeah, so we have the mount and then the nut, and probably ought to start collecting that stuff before before it gets kicked somewhere that we can't find it. And then we'll move on to do the rest. We'll, it's got mounts on the inside and the outside of the frame rail. Hard to see. I got the torch running, so I can't really. Well, yeah, so that'll be the next one we do up there above the exhaust. And okay. So. Okay, run it. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Run it? Yep, yep. All right, we got it. Bolts are coming out of this easier than a 5-year-old vehicle in Berkshire County. So. Okay, we're gonna keep.
Door right here.
Oh, okay.
Do the outer.
Okay, I'll show you one more here. Not going to be any reason to replace these bolts. I think we just clean them up on the wire wheel.
Yep. There's one that's got a crunchy shoulder, but everything else looks good.
Yeah. Okay, run it. There we go. All right. Packard quality.
Can
What?
you get the socket on the bottom of that second one?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Let's stay with those two before we bounce around.
Okay.
Actually, Mark, let me correct myself. Let's get the next one here.
Okay.
We'll have
All
fun.
right. So we're gonna find out how many body mounts this has. I think it's like 12 or so. But, all right. We'll be back with you. So there's 2 of these body mounts, and they're kind of by where the door closes, but they're so each one has like an outboard. Oops, let me try and get the light correct here. Outboard for the frame rail and an inboard, and the inboard one in this location, kind of back by the well, by where the door closes, has some kind of Phillips, and so I don't just trying to make notation of where that's at, because it's different from the rest. Is it in a recessed area, or
It's not. It's the head
it's just flush
on the floor.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever they did, that's what they did. So, okay, then I'm gonna take out those 2, and then we have a couple in the 4 more in the trunk, and then up by the firewall. Oh. Well, the head on that's almost big enough to grab out here with vice grips, but it's got a Phillips, so we'll.
Once it spins, we're in trouble. Yeah, let's give it a shot with this. It's our best bite, I guess.
All right.
Ready? Go for it.
Come up and out.
Not yet. I got no bite. Trying to get it with the grips.
Well, let's see if I can just tap it up.
Yep. So I get something. Hang on. Okay. Other side is worse.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, this is amazing how this stuff comes apart. Oh, it's gonna be a little more difficult for me to get to because the muffler's in the way. This car's got a humongous muffler. I mean, the muffler is like 40 inches long. I found a 40-inch muffler on Summit, but it was something I don't know, I didn't like it for some reason. I don't remember why, but I guess one of the things I want to do is put dual exhaust on this car. Yeah, it's a straight 8. It all comes off of one side. What I'm going to do is I did find another muffler that it had a dual outlet. So we're going to come over with the tailpipe, copy this tailpipe. Then we're going to have a tailpipe that loops over this side and goes out, just so it has a balanced appearance from the back. So, okay, well, here we go. We're going to do the other one. Try to get some film together. Just amazed this stuff comes apart the way it does. Yeah. This is almost ready. Oh, that's it.
Alright,
Boy, we're fretting about that one.
well, only we got lucky. Brushed it in.
Yeah.
Push it out.
We were all worried about it.
It just looked the worst. That's all.
Yeah. But you know what? I guess it had even less splash because the muffler is shielding it.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, watch out. Alright, you got a box
Okay.
for me?
One last thing. Yeah.
Box, bag.
Yeah, I'll get a bag. I got a box of bags here.
Box bag or back box?
Box of bags. So on this one we're going to write body mounts. The nuts on these are interesting because they have like an integrated nut wash, lock washer.
Sits on the
Yeah,
shoulder.
it's got a little collar that captures the lock washer. That's interesting. Makes it easy on the assembly line. Here's the trunk of the Packard, and just to record where the location is, these two mounts up here are Phillips style as well. They have some type of, I don't know if that's rubber or not, but those are Phillips, and then the other two body mounts are regular hex back there, yeah, back here, and then I think one, yep, one down in there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get those and keep moving. Oh no, you know what? We got two left to do up front here, but that's with the car on the ground or just lifted only a little. Right here in the
Sure.
firewall area.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's our answer.
pull the whole thing.
Yes.
That'll go through, you think?
I do. I think you
yeah.
can maneuver it and tip
Yeah,
the wheel
okay.
that way.
All right.
And just hook it around.
Okay.
Pull a pitman and boom.
All right. Okay. Well,
One piece.
yeah.
No disassembly.
Either that or take the wheel off and come out this way with it.
Yeah, that might be.
I mean, that wheel's got to come off.
Yeah.
You don't want to steer that for 2,300
No.
miles where every maneuver really counts.
Well, we got options. One
Yeah.
or the other.
Yeah, if I take the shifter handle off,
Yeah.
which I don't know what holds that on there. Oh, it's just a cotter pin. Yeah, so you know what? We'll pull the wheel if the wheel pulls that way. I don't know, and maybe we'll go out that way. Anyway.
Let's get the last two.
Yep.
That way she's free. We'll deal with the steering wheel when we get back.
Yeah.
Pull it. We got
And the door. I've got to pull the door. Ralph wants the door off so he can cut the bottom. All right. So that first one came out pretty darn easy. Okay.
Done. Last one.
Yeah. Last bolt. So we got to fiddle with the steering column and maybe a couple other things too. I think that speedometer cable, and then the body can come off, and then we got to figure out how we're going to mount the body to the rotisserie. Dear Packard, why did you put Phillips screws holding on the door? Anyway, it's what we're working on now, is getting the driver's door off the car. So let's see what it's going to take here. So I'm going to start with heating up the heads of the bolts. That will make things change size, where it breaks it free, but it also loosens it because it lengthens the bolt, and then it should be able to loosen. Hopefully it's not like too rusted on the inside. Goes.
They're one or two.
Three. Try to get it out of there a little easier. All right, not so bad. Let's do the last one. Well, you know what? So those, get a pretty good straight shot on it. These up here are like not that easy to get to. Okay, well, we'll do those and then we'll finish that bottom one, I think. So that top one, actually this bottom one here, is really the hardest one to get to. And this is what we're using, this little socket with a number 3 fill. Alright, that's the top. Everything out is out on the top. We're going to get this last one on the bottom. Alright, now the door should come on there. There it is. Alright. And there it goes. Okay. What next? Well, body off the frame, I guess. So we've got all the body mounts off. We're going to start picking it up. Then I discovered this wiring harness down here is goes down along the frame, and it's just going to be easier to cut it. I'm replacing all this stuff. Don't normally like to do that, but I want to get this thing off of here now.
Stop.
Alright, we're going to roll the frame because it seems like the brake pedal is hanging in there. Does this roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can only go so
Go
far.
up a little higher.
Because we are going to run into...
Stop. That's hanging just tight enough.
Alright, so that'll clear now.
Yeah.
Okay. It's lifting the frame. There's something else attached somewhere.
Come back down, 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 down.
What do you see?
And just put it down. We're up back on the brakes. Got too overzealous. Okay, now. Frame's still coming.
We have a body mount that we made. What was that? Lift is also bent.
Yeah, it's. I think that's the rubber in between the seat and the frame is just holding up. Yep, that's exactly it. They all popped.
Yeah.
Yeah, each and every one of them. Yeah, just all stuck. So,
Yeah. I guess all the body mounts were fused. Fused enough that it picked up the frame. Yeah, they missed a hole on that one when they put the body on. Weird. Now that's a bag of body mounts. And the body is off the frame. Now you have to figure out how we're going to put the rotisserie on there in the least intrusive way. Look at that, big X-frame. Alright, so I guess we're going to roll this out. So setting up for the rotisserie here, and on the body we are going to go with these. This seems to be pretty substantial place to hook it up, and here I made these little like pegs to go down. Like here's one of the pegs, about 4.5 inches long or so, 4 3/4 maybe. So I welded a nut on the inside there and then put it on the lathe and just kind of flattened it off. Nothing extravagant, just enough to hold it together. And oh yeah, so what I did was I dropped the bolt down through, and this is gonna fasten that to the peg here, and it'll hold on just like this side. I'll slide this into place. put a washer on the bolt and get it fastened together here. Now I'll come back to that one with a socket. I think that'll be strong enough. I mean, it's you know, it's up a little ways, but I don't think it's enough leverage to cause a problem there. All right, so we got the front attached. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do for the back. There's a body mount all the way in the back there, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's enough support to go off of that. I mean, you could look at the trunk around it. And that's really needs some help as well. You know, up there on that tunnel for the axle, you know, that's a more rigid place. So I think we're gonna end up going off of that. Well, we got it on the rotisserie. I made this bracket here because it's got mounting points in 2 places. I just didn't feel like the trunk itself was strong enough. So it's got 4 points mounted to the body there, which works out. And this, even though it's really long, I rolled it over. It seems to not be a problem. It doesn't phase it. I guess it's body's not quite that heavy. And the mounting points in front rolled over, they look fine when they're on their side or upside down. Upside down or right side up is going to be the ideal position for these, but I mean they're pretty rigid so long as the bolts are tight, and these bolts they're tight. You know, everything kind of helps hold the other thing together. All right, let's see if it turns over. Upside down Packard. Bet you the Titanic made some of those noises on the way down. Hopefully this Packard doesn't break in half. Well, on to the next thing. Probably that's cleanup for today.